I'm Ian Webster. I'm the CEO of Promptfoo. And what we do at Promptfoo is we find and fix vulnerabilities in generative AI. Before I started Promptfoo, I was at Discord. And at Discord, on the engineering side, I started the developer platform organization. Then when AI got hot, I switched over to leading a couple of Gen AI projects. So I was responsible for shipping AI to 200 million users. And in doing that, I learned all of the wonderful things and also a lot of the terrible things that kind of follow when you put AI in front of so many people. We all know that AI has great potential in a number of different applications, right? But when you deploy AI, you're taking on certain risks, mainly around security, safety, also legal, compliance, policy, and so forth. So if you're a large organization, or if you're an organization with significant reach, or in a regulated industry, these are things that you need to take very seriously. That's what inspired me to build Promptfoo, originally starting as an open source project, just something that I was doing for fun on the side. I worked on it just kind of solo for 2 years, and then decided to commercialize it. So the way that a customer might use our product is you can basically think of it as a vulnerability scanner. We have models and agents that behave as users of that application. So Promptfoo will chat with your chatbot, it'll use your API, whatever you have going on the AI side, and it will actually pretend to be a user and submit inputs in natural language that interact with that application and explore some of the edge cases, depending on how you've configured it, around security and legal and compliance and so forth. The way to think about what we do is we help companies bridge the gap from rough prototype to something that's actually hardened and battle ready for the real world. We conduct our own evaluations of our adversarial generators or attackers to make sure of a couple things. Like number one, we want these attackers to be as effective as possible. And number two, we want these attackers to be as accurate as possible. So when we flag an issue, we want to make sure that issue is not just noise. We want it to be relevant to the organization, the business case, and so forth. So it's these evaluations that we've set up with thousands and thousands of test cases that help us benchmark and improve this over time. Something that I think is not being discussed enough is, with respect to security, I think that observability and deeper insight into what is happening during production agentic workflows, I think that is pretty important. And the reason why I say that is that a lot of people are expecting an out-of-the-box magic wand, but as these applications become more complex, as they become agents with sub-agents or have more complicated workflows or dependencies, it's going to be hard to take that black box approach. I think it's going to become more important that people instrument their applications, and there's a feedback loop from that instrumentation into the software that is doing the red teaming or security testing. At Promptfoo, we work with some of the largest companies in the world, Fortune 500 type companies that have big plans around agents, but are still trying to figure out some of the basics in terms of infrastructure, security. While there's a lot of talk and hype around agents, they have not reached the vast majority of enterprise processes, internal workflows, and certainly not end user facing software. The parts of AI that I'm most interested in are bringing some of these real world considerations like security and policy closer to developers and give them the lever to build things that are a little more grounded in those requirements. Because right now there's a bit of a gap where the developer world is years and years and years ahead of where some of these AI applications and prototypes are landing. If we want to see a world where AI really benefits people and companies, we need to bring safety, security, those types of processes closer to developers and put those tools in the hands of developers, because that's where the change is happening the fastest.